Okay, today I'm going to show you how to replace the laptop screen on a Gateway model ID49C07U unit. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close my lid here and I'm going to remove my battery. On the back side it's a simple slide to release the battery. Make sure it's already unlocked and all, and slide your battery right out. Flip my laptop screen back over, and on the computer screen here I've got two screws which are covered over, so I'm just going to pop those right off. I have my flathead screwdriver and we'll also need a Phillips head screwdriver here. So I'm just going to pry these little covers off. They're a little hard with glue, but once they come right off you will see your two screws hiding underneath of it. It will need a little pressure to get to them. A little hard work here, and it'll pop right off, and you'll see your two screws underneath of it. Just gonna switch my bit here and go straight to my Phillips head and unscrew these two screws. I'm going to set them off to the side here so I know where they're at. Now that should be all the screws that I have to work with right now. And now it should just be a matter of trying to pop that screen. So I'm going to try to find a little spot here that I can start to work my screen around. Okay, I started on the right side. It's identical to the left side, but I managed to start right in that corner there where I got it to pop. And I started on the right side, so I'm just using my flathead screwdriver bit here to help me along and sort of slowly go through and pop it. Don't pry it, just sort of work it through there and gradually help it, and you'll hear the popping of all the little bits. Come around to over here, and this part just slowly pops off. Come around the top here. Being a little careful. Don't want to break anything. Just slowly pop. This off, and our cover comes off just like that. Now sliding around, there are 4 screws here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 that we will need to remove. Use my Phillips head bit again here, and I will take off these 4 bits. 4 screws, I should say. And put them in a safe spot. This does fold completely flat, so it can make it a little easier to unscrew these screws. Oh, and I removed the wrong screw because I was not paying attention. Be careful with that one that you do not remove these screws. You want the one next to it, the smaller screw. That's what holds the screen on. Okay, so I've now actually removed this, and when I slowly pull this back, I can see what everything looks like. And I can see my connection here, It's being held on by my connector right here, and also looks like perhaps a little bit of tape holding it. So I need to be very careful here with this piece of tape. We don't want to damage the connector, because then that's going to be a whole other project that we'd have to deal with. So I'm just going to slowly get this piece of tape here. Set that off to the side. Here's my little connector, and it just pops off just like that. Here's my bad unit that I'm going to set to the side. Here's the unit that was shipped to me. Came in 2 UPS bags, so it is nice and protected. Here's my brand new unit, taking it out of the bag. Front side's got the nice little cover so I don't get any fingerprints or anything on it. Here's my back unit, and I'm going to connect this part first, and it just pops in. Being very careful that you don't touch the areas that they tell you not to touch. And it'll just pop right in just like that. Now, making sure everything's aligned properly here. Everything will fold in just like that. I'm going to put my bottom 2 screws back in just so I have something to work with. And it'll hold it in that spot. Just to maintain that. Now I can slowly and carefully attempt to lift this piece back up, like so. And I'm just going to remove the tape from the backside pieces. You could do this ahead of time, but I just wanted to have an anchor point when I put the screen on it. I am just peeling my tape from the back around to the front. And I just pulled the pieces off from the back to the front so I can see it. I'm going to put my other 2 screws on. Right in the holes where they need to go. Just screw them in until they stop. Don't have to over tighten these screws at all. And want to make sure that the pieces align properly the way they're supposed to. When you miss, which I tend to do with small screws and big fingers, it's very nice to have magnetic screwdriver and bits. It will make life a lot easier for you. And just screw those back on there. And now slowly peel these off. Try not to get fingerprints on. Clean off any little dirt and debris that's on the back side, and we just want to align everything here. And just work our way over it and just pop all the tabs back on. If everything's aligned properly, everything should just pop on with minimal effort. I have to go around a couple times just to make sure that I have everything done. can press on these a little bit. I wouldn't go too hard on these, but just a little bit. And put our 2 original screws that we took out originally. Put those back in. Put these back in. Screws are in. Close our hinge. Make sure everything looks good there. Flip this back over, stick our battery back in. Flip it over. Make sure we have power. And we have successfully replaced the laptop screen on a Gateway model ID49C07U. Took me around 10 minutes or so, pretty easy to do. All you need is a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and a little time and patience, and you can have this screen looking brand new and factory replaced in no time.